Okay. So the reason I'm making this video is when I first started into DayZ, I watched God knows how many hours of people playing and giving tutorials on how to play the game. And some were very good, some were less than helpful. And what I really wanted to do was give my version of how to get a good start as soon as you spawn in. As you can see, I'm not spawned in anywhere particularly good, but you're always facing north when you spawn in, and without going into maps, etc., which you can use, which will be very, very helpful. There's a website called I Survive. You can get their app, put it on your phone. Do highly recommend it. A lot of people say, again, just go and explore it, and I would say that too initially. One other bit of advice at the beginning, I would pick a server that's quieter.
His point is on busy servers. Not only do you have the infected, you have players, so do yourself a favor, start your DayZ journey on easy mode.
When I first started, I got my ass handed to me by zombies all the time, learning the keys, learning the buttons, etc. So what I tend to do is not head into these areas straight away. There's always going to be players, and in general, my personal opinion is get the hell out of Dodge. So this, I'm just going to show you, it's going to have the sea. It's down here. There's the sea. Put my back to it and run. You're going to have a much better start if you don't hang around in the spawn town, wasting your energy trying to get food and drink, etc. Now what I will do, as I head north, or up the map, is I will search a couple of these houses on the way. And there is a good chance that by the time we reach anywhere fairly decent, we'll be pretty hungry and pretty thirsty. Main priority early on is to get something sharp, a knife. It's probably the most important tool you can do with getting to start with. What's that? That's a campfire tripod. The only thing I found that useful for is you can press F11 and you can actually you can self-delete, shall we say, if you've got a really bad spawn. You don't like where you started, but I'm just going to go from where we are so that I can prove that you can get a pretty good start from wherever you go, as long as you put your back to the coast and head out of town ASAP. So this is a hoe. Hoe's pretty good. It's not very good, but it can cut rags, so it actually can be very useful. And as you notice, I've put it on number 1. It's my initial weapon. And in fact, I've put the gun there as well. It's number 2. Haven't ate my fruit yet. I will do very soon. So to equip, now all I have to do is press 1. And press 1 to put it away. Now you may notice on my screen I haven't got the hotbar at the bottom. I have that toggled off. Believe it or not, it will use, and it won't matter necessarily to you, but it does use a bit of FPS. So I took to turning it off, and that's only because as well, I know I always put my melee here and then guns after. I also very rarely keep my bandage in there, because one of the things you might not know is if it gets damaged or no longer disinfected, if you look, it's disinfected. This bandage is disinfected. If you somehow get it damaged or it's no longer disinfected and you use it, you'll end up with a blood infection and you're in trouble. So I'm going to check this. This used to be called gunshots. So we could do with some bullets just in case we bump into them. So that's alcohol disinfectant. That's very good for rags. So you can see I can use the hoe to craft some rags. The first thing I'm just going to do is make some gloves. I need 2. I think that's someone trying to bait, potentially. Hopefully. We'll ignore them. Today. Only got 1 bullet. So I'm heading away from the coast. Getting out of there. So shift to run, and you'll see your stamina on the left goes down. That's the shift button. I'm sure you probably know the basics, but if I'm saying anything that's sort of teaching you to suck eggs, just ignore it. But a really good button as you're running is the Alt button, because if you hold Alt down, you can look over your shoulder. See how I'm sort of still running the direction I want to go without changing direction, but I'm able to look around. It's very handy. Oh, hunting stand. Sorry, this is a feeding stand. These are pretty useful. Sometimes you find guns, bullets. This is not going to probably have anything worthwhile at this early stage. Anyway, you want to get into the habit of making gloves or picking up gloves straight away. Purely because if you get or eat or drink or anything with bloody hands from cutting up an animal, etc., you will get sick immediately. So now I've gone red apple, so I'm going to eat this pear now. It's brought me back up to yellow. It's not going to keep me going very long, that. So we do need to find some food pretty quick. See, sometimes these can be a bit tricky sometimes, not always, but if you get stuck going on them, hold C down and you'll sort of crawl underneath it. Right. Go into that hunting stand. Because sometimes they have a little bit of food on them. They might have like a little chocolate bar or something like that the hunters left. Now, the prevailing advice I've noticed online is always don't run everywhere to sort of conserve your energy. I don't really do that. I think get going. You could spend all your time trying to get food in the spawn town. You You could do fishing. I've seen people do that. They sort of start in a spawn town, go oh, good knife, that's perfect. Go fishing, and they get all their stats up just to get killed in the spawn town before they even leave. So I'm now going to drop this hoe, and then I'm going to replace that with that knife. Knife's easier to fight with, and a bit quicker. I'm going to look for some food in this town. Hopefully a gun or something. As you can see, the doors are open. Doesn't mean it's necessarily been looted. So if you notice, I'm right-clicking, holding it down, moving back as he's hitting me. He'll always do 2 attacks. Now you can see the little plus symbol. That means he's got something on him. Crossbow. Oh, and it's got a bolt in it as well. Perfect. Now these drinks will give you food and water. Not very much, but a bit. Now these houses used to always spawn guns by all accounts, from what I've heard in the past. So already I'm much happier. Right click, sorry, hit R and you'll empty your gun. Just checking what we had in it. Then hold R, reload it. Perfect. Okay, good start. So already, not wasting our time in the spawn town. We've leveled up a little bit. Got a shotgun, which is a good early game weapon. Little IJ, not so bad. Careful of that. Sometimes when you swap, you can end up misplacing your gear a little bit. It'll just move or it can glitch out. Still do it every time though, it's like a bad habit. I'm going to kill these zombies purely because let's see if they had any food. Didn't. Oh! Ah, server restart. Okay, be right back. In fact, that's another weird thing. When you get kicked out or log out, when you've got something in your hand, it tends to forget where it was in your equipment. So just remember that and put it where it needs to be. So I know from experience that this is where the water fountain is. While you're at the well, you have to use your hands to drink if you haven't got a bottle. Again, hold Alt so you can look over your shoulder. This is the how much I can look left and right without holding Alt. This is the biggest distance I can look. But if I hold Alt, I can look all around me while I'm drinking. And a really interesting trick that not many people, I've very rarely seen people advise this. But if you're in an animation and you let go, how long it takes to it to stop. So in the animation, drinking, holding F, if I let go, see how long that took? Now, get in the animation, I'm drinking. I want to break out of it real quick. Tap right click, and you'll come out of it instantly. Let's put this gun away. So, drinking. Hear a noise, right click, I'm out. Instant. Oh. Shit. Missed. Okay. I wanted to show you how good the bolts are. So anyway, it's hit the ground. It's just a one tap and you'll reload it. So we're going to fill up here. And as we're not in the spawn town, I'm going to have a quick look in some of these houses. Very, very, very quick. See if we can get any more shells for the shotgun. And we're going to move on. And as you can see, I've not had to use the map. One bit of advice I give you as well is when you're running, if you're in a busy server and you run these roads, there's a lot of people doing the same thing, but also a lot of people have been given the advice to see, someone's been through here. So that's a sign, that pair tells me that someone has, funny enough, come all up this way, and that's triggered this tree to drop pairs. So, as I was just about to say, people don't tend to run the road, but they will be here, and snipers will be looking if they're hanging around at the edges of the trees. So sometimes it's worth getting a little bit further in, just maybe keeping the roads so you know that it's near. See, that's another sign, stone. That means someone's definitely been through. Now, another thing I don't tend to do when I'm early game is carry my gun in my hand. It kind of sends a signal to some bullets in there. I'm gonna go check that. It can send the signal that that you're sort of ready for more PvP and you're not so friendly. So I wait till they're close. And, oh, is that arrow gone? Yeah, so ruined. Just want to see if they get this cow. Might sort us out with some meat. Show you stealth kill. So with a weapon that will do stealth, you go into the crouch position and then you right and then left click pretty quick. And yeah, that didn't look so good, but that was a stealth kill. So now they're up there, facing that. I don't know why. Still, cow's dead. We just got some free meat. We're going to fill our bag with as much as we can carry, which isn't very much. You take the guts, add a knife, you can make a rope. And we've just opened up some more space for ourselves. Because what we're going to do with this rope, which is pristine, put it in your hand, and then you'll see in the bottom left it said tie rope belt. Stick that on. Now I can move the knife here to the rope belt. Not to go over all ground. If you'd hung around in the town, hadn't just put your back to the water and run north, you wouldn't be anywhere near this. I mean, this was more luck than anything else, but our food wasn't terrible. We're not eating much, but we're at yellow. We only briefly went into red, kept hold of my pair till sort of last minute. And we're heading further into the map. Behind somebody, I think. And so far so good. So my next thing I'd like to do is show you how to make a fire. I'm going to do it in a house, I think, but you can, in fact, I'll show you that. So you can gather sticks with your hands, like this. You can gather sticks with a knife, see? But you'll damage your knife. So I'm going to use my hand. I've got gloves on. It'll protect me from getting a cut. Okay, so there's one stick. If you drag the knife over to hit combine, it'll say sharpen, or you can split. See here with the mouse wheel. You want to sharpen that, just so you can see. And now, if you make a fire outside, you can add meat to this. And then it is on stick for cooking. And when you look at the fire, you'll be able to left click, hold, and cook the meat. Now, with the stick and the rope, combine, craft improvised fishing rod. Now, I can add the jig. Now, normally you would dig up. So you would dig some worms up. And with the bone fishing hook, or any kind of fishing hook you made, you can even make wooden fishing hooks. Just need stick. You can carve little wooden fishing hooks. You go fishing with that, but we're not going to do that. We've got this jig. Fish is one of the best meats in the game. So, and take the jig off. Now with a knife, I can now break down that stick and get my rope back. I normally fish maybe 3 or 4 fish. Wouldn't just do that. So now with knife, axe, anything, you're going to collect some light bark. I get 2 pieces. So I just held G and through, and then with left click through that in there, so I didn't have to go back again. Now you'll notice with the axe I can collect firewood. With a knife, I can only collect the bark. See? You need to find like a small tree, and you can collect firewood with the knife now, you see? We still want a long stick as well anyway. So you notice that's given me 2. Again, let's try and chuck that in. Okay. We only want a little bush. Like this one. Get a long stick. I want to show you something as well. You can craft fireplace, or you scroll with mouse wheel, craft hand drill kit. You see? Now, if you start to do something you don't want to do again, right click, break out of it. Very quick. Now, I'm going to craft a fireplace. Say I was thinking I wasn't thinking straight, and I crafted a fireplace. It's like, oh shit, I wanted to do it in there. Not there. You can pick it up. You hold G, throw it against the wall, breaks it back down again. It's good, isn't it? Oops. Hand drill kit. Let's make the fire. That's been made. Light bark. Put the wood down straight in the fire. Okay, so now we've got plenty of wood. This is where it will now sit and be gone. The only way anyone comes in is through this door. They have to get through 2 doors, so I'm going to hear them. Again, 2 doors. But they're going to peek me through that window. So if I'm here, I've got a good chance of taking them out before they take me out. So the reason you put meat in smoking as well as in cooking, when that finishes cooking, you're going to drop the meat down as like a cycle, because cooked food and smoked food gives you no moisture, and you want that so that you drink, so you get moisture from the food. Always want that. It's a waste of time smoking the food. So you'll hear in a minute that there'll be a change in sound. See, now that's cooked. I drop that on the floor, drop this one down, move that one across, bring another one down. And there's bigger fireplaces, you can use cooking pots, etc, etc. But this is only a small fireplace, so this will take a little bit longer. Now you may have noticed that the food loses a bit when it's been cooked. It also loses a bit, I believe, with how crap the fishing rod was, because it was self-made. So every element will have an effect on it. So when I killed the chicken, there's like, what, this one's full. These two aren't. I think that I might have punched that one and stabbed that one with the axe, so I've lost a little bit already. You'll also notice the food is red. If you try and eat it, you'll get hurt, you'll burn yourself. Take a little bit of damage. Not significant enough, but if you keep doing it, it's stupid. So you need to wait for that red to turn to an orange colour, so then you're able to eat it. So also, if you put hot food in your pockets, like your clothing, like this, it can actually give you help with your heat buff. Like you could, when you're cold, you can warm yourself up. So you can see how that's gone orange now? You can eat that. Oh, oops. I'll just show you. You can also tell it's too hot by, see how it's still steaming? You can't eat it like that. Really cooked. So here, if you look here, got sort of yellowy colour, so we're getting a heat buff, and I've got two little pluses. That'll keep me warm even if it's cold for a while now. But if you get into the red, you start to lose a bit of this. Your drink will go down and stuff because you're too hot. Start sweating. So your more experienced players, like your Uber Chad type,
Look at him, down with the modern lingo.
I guess, will have just beelined for where they can get the best gear, etc. Missing out on some of the other aspects of the fun of the game. And I would say at this point, one of the things that is worth doing is sort of maybe looking for a road sign, figuring out where you are, using the I Survived map, give you an idea of where you are and what you can expect in each town. Now I know this town. I know there's a well, and I also know what I sort of tend to do as my run through here. So this one can be quite a busy one from people coming from the coast. Don't tend to hang around here too long either. This gives you the name. And if you put it in I Survive, and then if you look on the map, you'll see what's in that town, what you can get, etc. We're going to stop and get a drink and have a little loot. Now, this isn't a properly true reflection of what you're going to find. Three, because not only is this a slightly modded server, there's only about 15-20 players on it at the moment. I think there was 20 last time I looked, 21 or something like that. The server can hold like 75. So Stealth kill. Once you get the hang of that, you'll find that quite useful. But so the stuff that's spawning in, it's sort of higher amounts of it. Oh, that's an incredible find. Okay, so I found a water bottle. If you look at the bottom left, it says drink. Don't ever drink water you found. Mouse wheel, change it to empty, and empty it. They call this Jamaican house because of the colours. Might start naming some of the houses for you as well. So, attic house. God, I thought that zombie was beforehand in there. It's got an attic in it. It's been called Anne Frank's house, I believe, as well. But we go with attic house. Peach roof. It's got a peach roof. Green stilted because it's up, it's on stilts, so to speak. They have different coloured houses, stilted. I'm going to lose some space here, but that's even better coloured. Oh, pretty much. Nice, okay. Can be quite a good house to cook in this, but I'm not going to do that. It's a bit dangerous. What? For fuck's sake. So if you notice, I do a heavy attack, walk towards him, and then another heavy attack. A normal attack is right click and then just left click. Right, left click. But if you hold shift, you do it, it's much heavier. Okay. Kidding me. Setting everybody. So 1, 2, 3. It's because I backed into the tree. 1, 2, big. Right. So then 1. think that's Gorka up that way. Shit. Okay, you can see that. Town's just been gassed. See that over there? See the gas? That's screwed us for going anywhere near that area. Had we been in it, it would have been very, very bad. So that was the gas station. Just going to check out. I'm going to go check out that hunting stand on the hill, which is I think where the other player's gone, because I saw some stones headed that way. They've obviously headed towards Gorka. You know, I think we could do this bit. We could head to the police station, see if we can get a stab vest or something. Oh, perfect. It's got a vest. What I want to do is try and bring him in here with me. Get his vest. Come on, fella. Then I'm going to go to fist because I don't want to damage that vest if I can. If you notice, I'm aiming very much higher than his head. Well above. So a little known thing, even though there's a hospital there, there's a gun shop there too, things will spawn medical wise that in this houses and surrounding houses. So like, oh. Wanted to see if there's a medical bag. So we've ended up with, I'm sort of dumping more and more stuff. Might drop this IJ. So now we have lots of bandages. We have some Tetra. A bit of important information. You can combine certain stuff. So as you can see, we've already got one of these. I can combine it and fill it up a bit more. I can do it with matches and other bits of stuff. Okay, so we have a zombie outside, and we want to lock him in the building. You can actually fight the zombie through the door. Sort of cheese him through the door a little bit. She started to give up because she couldn't see me anymore. Where are you going? But I want to show you how to lock them in. So, as I say, you can actually hit them through the door. See how I cut her? Anyway, I'm going to open the door. Oh, she got me. And I'm going to bring her into a room. She's going to come in here. And then I'm going to run past her and shut her in by quickly shutting the door. Now, she's trapped in there. Because look at those claw hands. She can't figure out how to use the handle. Locking zombies in takes practice to get good at. So I'm going to show you it again. Maybe gather a couple more up. The PD here, police station. And again, they're locked in there now. Now some houses are harder than others. Like if you look at this little watermelon house. Oh, bit difficult. Oh, actually not too bad. Let's try it. We'll have a quick look in here first. So they're outside there now. There's a couple of them actually. So this might be useful actually while we're in here. If I stand over here in the corner, they will both aggro to the corner of the building where I am. So they are now no longer at that door. Why am I bugged? So they're no longer at that door. They're right behind me. So I could, in theory, run away now. Get away. Oh. Now this is a bit tricky. This is a tiny room. I just wanted to show you how much trickier it is. But you can still do it. So she's in there now. He's going to come in here. Right. Hello? Hello, hello? What's he doing? Come on. Oh. And you can use the furniture to sort of make it more difficult for him. Again, let's try it again. So there's some furniture in here. Just quick check upstairs. It's not really a good time to play around in this one, but we get killed, we get killed. Okay, so if you noticed, if I stand here again, zombie is now here, behind the house. It's coming this way. So again, you can use the furniture to sort of make it difficult for them to get you. And now they're locked in. Obviously you need to make sure all doors are shut before you do anything like that. I'll have a quick look in here. Be right back. So that's handy. So this is a weapon cleaning kit. Drag that into your hand, and the item you want to clean or bring back up to a better level, you've put in combine. You can never bring any item back up to pristine, that's brand new pristine. But you can bring it up to a level below that, which is worn. So you see the animations going around twice. It's because it was badly damaged, so it needed to go from badly damaged to worn. So now you can see that's worn. So, yet again, you see a building, that's a hospital, it's the blue one. That yellow one's a PD, police station. Police department. But you don't always have to go into the medicals buildings or the police building to find medical stuff, because look, we're outside in a different building and the medical stuff spawns. Coding. Is this another good building to lock them in? Oh, hello? Shit. Look, we got loads of bandages. If you noticed, because I haven't got it on my hotbar, I had to have a look, and straight away I can see it's disinfected. If it'd been in my hotbar and I'd hit the number, say it was on 4 and hit 4, I would not have seen it was disinfected. And if it had been somehow become disinfected, which happens, trust me, I'd have got a blood infection and I'd be in trouble. So again, I think there's possibly going to be some medical stuff in here. Yeah, look. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, actually, I made the rope to show you how to make a rope, I think. What I'm going to do is get rid of that, because I don't think we'll go fishing. I think I've already shown that in the video. Sorry, I'm going to take that bum bag, and put the knife in it, and put my vitamins in it, and I can store one other item in there that only takes up one slot. So, what you can do, even though, so I've made a rope belt, turn that rope belt back to a normal belt. You just put it in, drag it into your hands, and you'll see it says untie belt, just by holding. Super easy. Double click to put it in inventory. Something I didn't mention is how you turn things around in your inventory. See? It's actually just hitting spacebar. There's nothing magical about it. Something I wanted to also show you. She's now aggroed on me. What you can do to get them to de-aggro is if they can't see you. Oh, belly crash. Is if you lie down, they can no longer see you. They will eventually give up. Move on. De-aggro. Can take a little while, but it is worth doing. So already, she's gone a bit quieter. Also, so aiming down sight, you'll see the gun is swaying. If I just let go of the mouse, it's not quite staying exactly where it should be. You see? See? Gun swaying. But if you hold your breath by holding control, it will. If you look on the left-hand corner, your stamina will go down as you're holding your breath. But you stay still until you run out of the breath, and you'll start to see what happens. Start to struggle, and then I can't hold it anymore, and you have to take your breath back. Okay? So to hold your breath, control, and release. Hold breath. So although it's a silence gun, it's not completely silenced. So you still will attract zombies. Now, see, they've come to have a look. Now that zombie's aggroed. Now, let's see if we can see her claw handing. Through here. So again, look, if I stand over here, she came straight over. See her hands look like claws, the shoulders are up, elbows up in the air. That is a sign that she's been aggroed. And they take a little while. If you see that, come into town and you see that, we see a zombie doing that and it wasn't you, then you know there's somebody in the area, and recently in the area too. So you can, if you find a gun that doesn't have a magazine, don't panic. You can single load. Again, if I'm teaching you to suck eggs, sorry. I know that there's many videos out there, tips and stuff, but whatever I say here that you've already know, just ignore. So you notice the stomach symbol came up. You have to stop drinking when or eating when that happens. He'll stick his head up, watch this. it gives you a little bit of time to get a shot off. So put your knife in your hand, drag the chicken over, and you'll quarter it. Now take these feathers, because I'm going to show you something else. Now again, with a knife in your hand, if you drag that over, you can craft an improvised hook. It's the same thing with a piece of wood, which I will show you in just a sec. Improvised bone fishing hook, okay? You can do exactly the same with a stick. Let's get a stick. So you can sharpen a long stick for cooking, or split it. Now splitting it will damage your knife. You can actually just do, without doing it like that, put your knife away, put it in your hand, and you can split it across your knee. They should split into 3 pieces. Yeah. Put your knife to combine, and it's craft improvised, you see in the middle of the screen? Craft improvised fishing hook, or craft a bolt. So I'm going to craft a bolt, so I can show you. That you can put in the crossbow that you find, which I've got rid of. Improvised bolt. Or, you can drag the knife in, combine, craft improvised fishing hook. Which aren't as good as the bone hooks. The bone hooks aren't as good as the metal hooks, and etc. and so on and so forth. You can see they will ruin pretty quick when you're using them. So now we have an improvised bolt. You can use the bolt like that without feathers in. Close range with the bolt in your crossbow, perfect. Great zombie killer in the game. Can be really fun little gun to have. But what you can do if you've got feathers is you can put them into combine, and you can add feathers to it. This will give the bolt, make it be able to go a little bit further, a little bit more. Might get a little bit more distance on your shot. So if you kill a chicken, grab the feathers. Early game crossbow, silent killer for zombies, very easy to use. I think I did show in the game in my tutorial, early game, how to use that. Okay. Okay, so nails. Let's do that. So nails, if you unbox them, you get quite a lot. You can add them to a baseball bat, combine them like you've seen me do in other things, combine them so your baseball bat won't just do bludgeoning damage, it'll do cutting damage. These are used to build bases, mostly. People will use them, or especially in base building servers, quite a useful piece of kit to collect. So another thing is that I didn't mention properly is to drop an item, just hold G and drop it on the floor. Pick it up, but you'll notice it's not in my inventory anymore. It's probably a better way to do it. G on the floor, pick it up. If you tap G, you go into the throwing stance, and then if you hold left click down, you will throw it. If you so tap G, you can just gently throw it, see, like that. You can tap G, really hold the mouse for a long time, throw it quite hard, gone into the universe somewhere, the upside down. Didn't want it anyway. When a zombie comes over to you, tap F, hit them. Tap F, hit them again. that'll just knock them in and it'll stagger them and give you a chance to get a shot. Try it with this one. Just coming over. Hit it again. And it sort of lines you up almost perfectly with a headshot. So, one last thing I'm going to do very briefly. I won't cover them all because they're not all here. But this house is called Watermelon House because of the colours. This house, I think I mentioned it in the video earlier, is Attic House because one over there, it's got an attic in it. These, I believe, were always called Gun House. So these are just useful sort of. Oh yeah, I forgot to put you in there. You can stay in there. Screwing that up. What? So these are useful to know. So this, I think there's a longer version. So this would be called Gun House. There's always like a gun used to spawn in it, supposedly. Let's have a look. Never know what to call this one. I would call it maybe green red or something like that. You know, if I was trying to shout it out. Gone into green red, so they would know that I'm not talking about watermelon. I just use the colour of the house because some of these come in different colours. Barn house, it's got a barn roof. This would be light brown double or double, so you've gone into the double. Might be, yeah, double beige, something like that, you can call it. So it gives whoever you're with an idea of, oh, he's, you know, the player's run into double beige, you'll know that that's it because it's double. Got double doors as well. I think it's called double because of the doors. It's a church. Double green. Double beige. This is obviously hospital. Blue hospital. It's a much bigger hospital in another town. I call this the hunting shop. I've heard other people call it other things, but that's a hunting shop. That's red brick. There. And that's half red brick. There's a bigger version where the door's in the middle, and that's red brick, and this is half red brick. Double beige. Sorry, not double beige. Beige, I think they call it. Well, that's what I've been calling it. Beige house. So that people know what it is. Kiosks. Obvious. Well, she's got quite a few houses here we can sort of learn from. Again, this is another attic house. Anne Frank's house. So this is the log cabin. It's a big log cabin. It's got this extended bit. This one's one you need to know. This one's Grandma's house. Comes in different colours. So this would be like brown Grandma's house, I guess. Yeah, this is Grandma's house. This is, you know, metal shed or whatever. Oh shit. Got to reload. So metal shed, big log cabin or wooden cabin, large, big. Gun house. I've done it. What's that? So, bit of a distraction of the house calling, but it's a sharpening stone. You combine that with a damaged weapon like we did with the gun cleaning kit, you can bring it back up to worn, never pristine, but worn. You can. Which is as close as it's going to get. This is... I find this one of the most useful pieces of kit. You can chop wood with it. You can chop a whole tree down with it. So again, that's one of them houses I never know what to say, so I'd say it's going to red-green. Something like that. There must be somebody that knows the name of that one. So there's a few more than I expected. Sorry, so this is log cabin. Well, yeah, this is what they call log cabin. And that's the large log cabin. The log cabin down there, and then large log cabin or big log cabin. Green mustache house, because you look at it front on. If you look at it front on, you can see it. Eyes, mustache, mouth. Green mustache house. There are others, but being able to call out to your friends where someone is or where you are, very helpful. Okay, cooking pot. These are great. You can put the great thing about a cooking pot. God, we're going to go forever. Is you can store stuff in it that you're not using, and you can also fill it, and it only takes up the same amount of spaces in your inventory, which is pretty good, really. So say like that. We now just put the pot in here. We could fill that with water, and although it will add some weight to you, you've got plenty of water then, as long as you need, really. Okay, so I can't cover everything in a tutorial like this. Not absolutely everything. And obviously it's going to go on for at least an hour, I'd imagine. So I think that's probably a good place to leave it. I think if you give DayZ a chance, don't give up, you're going to end up finding it's one of the most addictive games you can possibly play. There's so many, especially on PC. I do feel sorry for you console players. So many maps out there, and so much fun you can have. And the interactions you have with people, second to none. And I've never played a game where you can meet a person, run for 3 hours, and then never speak to them again. And the stakes in this game means something. You don't just get to hit, you know, a checkpoint start with all your gear. God. He's got to go. Where is he? Oh. Okay. So as I was saying, I think you get out of it what you put in it, and I'm more than happy if you've got any questions to put them in the comments. I'll answer everyone, and if you're brand new and you want any advice on servers or anything like that, get in touch in the comments, and I'll do that. I'll give you some advice there too. And the only other thing I probably would say to you all is in DayZ, sometimes it's best to do it to them before they do it to you. Good luck. Be careful out there.